Science Consciousness Explained.
In May 2026, the Department of War initiated a significant shift in national security policy. Under the Pursue initiative, the government began the rolling release of millions of previously classified records concerning unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs. This wasn't a curated summary, it was a flood of raw evidence. The release included multi-sensor tracking data, infrared footage, and original source documents from across the entire intelligence community, all verified by government agencies. Public interest focused almost entirely on the hardware. People tracked the movement of orbs and cigar-shaped objects, searching for definitive proof of technology that wasn't built by human hands. However, the focus on these objects obscures a more destructive structural reality. This intelligence map demonstrates how raw data was funneled into isolated military compartments, a level of compartmentalization that protected secrets at the expense of citizens. By locking this data in disconnected silos, the government stalled academic progress for 80 years. Without access to raw sensor data or materials, the civilian scientific community was left to study the phenomenon from the margins. To understand the true impact of this disclosure, we have to look past the footage of the craft. We need to examine the people who became the collateral damage of a system designed to maintain silence. Dr. Gary Nolan, a pathology professor at Stanford, became a central figure in uncovering this human cost. Intelligence agencies and aerospace firms quietly approached him to analyze a series of medically inexplicable cases. Nolan analyzed service members who had been in close proximity to UAPs. These individuals suffered from physical trauma, ranging from radiation burns to neurological damage and unique scarring within the brain. Nolan's mug suggested a link between these injuries and the medical condition known as Havana syndrome. The symptoms, including dizziness and cognitive issues, often followed exposure to what he identified as directed energy or microwave technology. These veterans then entered a bureaucratic vacuum. Because their encounters were classified, they couldn't access their own medical files from the VA, leaving them without a path to proper treatment or disability benefits. The military's administrative framework prioritized the classification of the UAP program over the health of the personnel operating within it. The system protected the secret, while the victims were left to manage their injuries alone. This pattern of suppression was a global standard. In 1996, the town of Varginha, Brazil, became the site of an alleged craft retrieval and one of the most significant biological encounters on record. For decades, the details were kept from the public. That changed in early 2026, when filmmaker James Fox organized a press conference in Washington to present witnesses who had remained silent for 30 years. Dr. Italo Venturelli, a head neurosurgeon, provided a rare first-hand account. He described his interaction with a captured entity at a local hospital, testifying that he offered medical treatment to a being that was clearly non-human. Witnesses from the Brazilian military claimed that the United States arrived shortly after the crash. They alleged the craft and the biological evidence were loaded onto American cargo planes and removed from the country, effectively erasing the event from Brazil's public record. By treating these biological recoveries as classified defense assets, the system prevented the broader scientific community from investigating a discovery that would have altered the trajectory of human biology and technology. When internal officials tried to correct this secrecy, the system reacted aggressively. David Grusch, a highly cleared intelligence officer, attempted to use the legal whistleblower process to report the existence of hidden crash retrieval programs. A declassified DoD Inspector General report reveals the mechanics of how the government responded. While the IG confirmed Grusch made protected disclosures, his career was immediately targeted by the agencies he worked for. Grusch's security clearance was revoked, and he was placed on administrative leave based on a pattern of behavioral issues that he claims were manufactured. The reprisal isolated him, effectively ending his career in the intelligence community. The classification system functioned as a defensive mechanism. It weaponized security clearances to neutralize witnesses and ensure that sensitive data remained within the black box military compartments. The silence finally collapsed under external pressure. Journalists like Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp began releasing classified military sensor footage that the Pentagon had previously refused to acknowledge. In the documentary Sleeping Dog, Corbell revealed that crystal-clear satellite imagery of UAPs already existed. The threat of independent journalists releasing this high-resolution data forced a change in the government's approach. To prevent a disorganized and rogue disclosure, the Department of War launched the Rolling Pursue Initiative. This allowed the government to manage the release of information rather than having it forced into the public domain through unauthorized leaks. The Department of War's move towards transparency followed years of high-stakes reporting. Officials prioritized a controlled declassification process over the risk of catastrophic reputational damage from outside investigators. This shift moved UAP research from a fringe military interest to a legitimate subject for civilian academic study. New organizations like the Seoul Foundation are now leading this transition. They are establishing the institutional frameworks needed to analyze UAP data and medical cases without the stigma that previously suppressed this field. This research is focused on ontological resilience, the development of psychological and scientific frameworks that help a society process a change of this scale. It creates a bridge between unresolved anomalies and the public health infrastructure, providing a stable path for future study. Because of the risks taken by whistleblowers and wounded veterans, these anomalies are no longer purely military secrets. They are now subjects for open investigation and collective understanding.